Hello, welcome to the Victorian Spatial Showcase in eSummit and this lightning presentation. My name is Christopher Quinn and I'm going to be talking about how defining space digitally enables the journey toward reaching the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. What we mean by defined space, in Land Use Victoria, that means the Cadasta, and the Cadasta is owned and managed by the Surveyor General Victoria. The Cadasta, it's a register of land parcels which form up our properties. The Cadasta is then used for land evaluation, land use, land tenure, and land development. And land administration is what Land Use Victoria does best. What we're doing in Land Use Victoria is investing another $45 million to bring our Cadasta into the future. We're modernizing it by digitizing around 830,000 documents. From these documents, we're taking the survey measurements and bearings, and then from there, we're forming a database. This database, once it's formed, is connected to the Survey Mark Inquiry Service, and we perform a least squares adjustment. That least squares adjustment then produces a spatially accurate digital cadastre. And then things get really exciting. What we can do is then integrate it through all the other layers of data throughout government. It's particularly exciting, this project, because it's going to provide the most comprehensive cadastre that we've ever had availability of. And it's also going to provide a correctness to it that we've never had available before either. And so what we have also across the Victorian government is the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals. The SDGs are a reflection of our values and ambitions. They're a contemporary manifestation of the fair go. I love this. It's a new lens to consider it through. And so at Land Use Victoria, what we've done is adopted goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities, where we make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. 12 of the 17 goals here cannot be achieved without first doing the spatial work at the start, that digital cadastre modernization. So we consider ourselves enablers. What we have next is this. At land administration, we can perform evidence-based decision-making. And that evidence-based decision-making, we would use the Cadasta to distribute and enact the goals and measure their success, where we would support in positive economic and social environmental links between urban, peri-urban, rural areas by strengthening national and regional development planning. So ultimately, the digital Cadasta, that index of properties, becomes the bridge between more efficient and effective land administration and reaching each of the goals. Without defined space, geographical context cannot be applied to decision making. And so what we have here, we have many departments across federal, state and local government, each with their own databases. And so the challenge comes to unlock their potential. And that's really what we hope to do. From empirical evidence, we'll be able to influence policy, and an ongoing management framework we can overlay to coordinate between each of these departments that can sometimes operate in isolation. And so what we have then is this, which looks like an index, the cadastre of properties, land parcels, which can be connected to the databases across health, education, infrastructure, so on and so forth. And each time we do that, we unlock their potential. We do that because we create transparency. We have an aha moment, and we get to understand better what can and can't be done. We get to close the gaps, and we get to then make knowledge-based decisions about closing those gaps. We get to reduce gamesmanship, and we get to focus on what needs to be done. And I think that would be received really well. So we know that everything happens somewhere. We first need to know where is in a way that works for us in the context of SDGs. And we're doing that in two key projects in Land Use Victoria. And we do that so we may bring an improved quality of life to our citizens. Melbourne, we do have a reputation of being the most livable city in the world. And we feel this can really lift us to the next level. That brings me to a close. My name is Christopher Quinn, and I'd love to continue this conversation with you. Thank you.